Hey guys, it's me Ness. I'm going to watch another WrestleMania video, which is R-Truth's son calls out Triple H lies. What really happened? The Miz addressed WWE exit and other wrestling news. Now, it's been said earlier that Triple H did say that it's all a work, but according to R-Truth's son, that it's cap, meaning that Triple H is lying to the whole public about what he said during the post media scrum. There's also other news regarding to is John Cena also had creative control. Um, Also, the Triple H in defense, which is also another thing that we need to know. But the thing is that here's the thing. I think that what happened in Money in the Bank is it could be fun, but at the same time it was a bit of a disaster. Whatever happens behind the scenes a few prior days to the event, but regardless, we're going to hear other news and other things about what's going on. Knowing that, yeah, it's a bit late for me to post this, but it's alright. Let's get into the video to see what went down, and I'll may post and give my thoughts and opinion about it. Well, not all, but we'll see.
Hey guys, what is going on? This is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the truth behind WWE return, R-Truth's son calls out Triple H, does Triple H hate the fans? Does John Cena have creative control? Cardi B wrestling? The Miz shuts down rumors, plus much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, let's hit the intro and get on to our first story. The truth behind WWE return. Our top story today looks at the truth behind R-Truth's WWE return, and we assess what is truly going on behind the scenes in WWE. As we all saw at Money in the Bank last night, R-Truth is back in WWE. Truth was unceremoniously told that his contract wouldn't be renewed, and this led to mass outcry both from fans and talent alike. Now, Truth himself has taken to social media to outright confirm that Triple H's implication that Truth being let go was a work and is simply incorrect. A new report from Fightful Select has also shed light on the situation, and they also have confirmed that the Truth situation is not a work. R-Truth is back with WWE before he ever technically left, and no, it's not a work. R-Truth appeared at the end of WWE Money in the Bank attacking John Cena. A week prior, he announced his release from the company, which WWE clarified to Fightful at the time was actually a contract expiration that was occurring. His contract had not actually expired, but sources close to Ron R-Truth Killings did claim that he has a new deal. His son has seemingly confirmed as much on social media. Additionally, Fightful Select are reporting that Truth was cut in such a cold and impersonal way, and Truth actually decided to outright ghost WWE on the road to Money in the Bank. Specifically, one talent noted that Truth was cut in a very cold and impersonal way, with a talent relations employee informing him instead of top brass in the company. We're told that Killings actually ignored many of WWE's approaches during the week until Nick Khan took over and called Killings to work out a new deal. We're told that the deal was a meeting halfway situation. One talent that Killings worked with for over a decade stated to Fightful, Ronnie wouldn't do that. If he had to maintain a work like that, he'd just ask us not to say anything. He would never lie to us about that. I think that Paul Levesque also knows that lying to or working the locker room is in horrible taste. This doesn't stop the criticism directed toward WWE. WWE's decision to cut Truth was still completely baffling, and Triple H has naturally opened up the floodgates when he implied that Truth's release was a work. Now, certain fans may be expecting other released wrestlers such as Carlito and Sarah Logan to pop up. It would have been much easier for Triple H to come clean and explain that WWE and TKO got it completely wrong, and they should have never released Truth from his deal. Triple H just can't admit that the company made a huge mistake, and it's extremely disappointing. Whilst Triple H is insistent on telling fans that it's all a part of the show, the same energy isn't being matched by talent.
That's the thing, like for him to say it's all a work, but knowing that, people already speculate that it's not a work, it's more like, okay, they want to release Truth, but fans were complaining, and then at some point, Nick Khan or maybe some of the higher ups were like, we want to bring him back so that people will not be complaining, because we all know that in this part of this era they finally listen. you know And there are a lot of content creators already explained it a while ago about it, but it is what it is. But regardless, it's one of those things that sometimes, you know, if they know that they commit a mistake, you don't need to emphasize that, oh, it's all a work. Like, you just have to understand if it's already been given that at some point they already committed a mistake, just understand that you can apologize in public about it, because that would consider that, the fans will know that you made your mistakes, rather than, saying it's all a work, according to Triple H. Because, some people would say that, yeah, his ego is too, you know it's the first thing. Like, just understand, you don't need to put your ego first in everything. You just have to understand, if you commit mistakes, or whether if it's around those higher ups that made those decisions, they need to understand that, it really hurts to see somebody from your employee to admit those lies in a public medium scope. So regardless, now people are blaming Triple H, and that's how it is. But hopefully that they should be very careful of who they release, and the way that they do it in terms of R-Truth, it's like a, oh, surprise type of, it's not gonna work. There will always be people who's going to say the truth, and that's the problem. So I hope that this is the last thing that they're gonna say, because it ain't gonna work with us.
Cody Rhodes basically implied on the Money in the Bank post show that the fans brought Truth back. Also, Kathy Kelly being in floods of tears due to Truth's return heavily implied that Truth was brought back into the mix, and this wasn't a storyline. R-Truth's son calls out Triple H. It's not just the fans who are calling out Triple H. In a now deleted Instagram comment, R-Truth's son would call out Triple H for saying that R-Truth's release was a work. R-Truth's son would say, "Stop the cap," before congratulating his father on his new WWE deal. Truth is such a beloved man, and naturally telling the audience that firing him was a fictional storyline when it was completely real is going to upset a lot of people, and evidently his son quite rightly took issue with the game's comments. Nature of R-Truth's deal revealed. Whilst R-Truth is back in WWE, his new deal is said to be brand new. According to an exclusive report from Body Slam, the new deal isn't a normal active deal. However, it gives the WWE veteran the opportunity to have one true final run. This new deal isn't a normal active working talent deal, but it gives him the opportunity for one true final run. Christopher also congratulated his father on his new deal on his Instagram story and confirmed it is one last run. It's unclear what this deal could involve. If Truth has signed a Legends deal, it's possible that he's also signed an additional contract with a set amount of wrestling dates. WWE has so many types of contracts and deals with their talent, and it's rather interesting that Truth is no longer signed to a traditional WWE contract. Does Triple H hate the fans? One of the key talking points over WrestleMania weekend was Triple H's attitude towards the fans. The game appeared in a number of interviews, and during all of them, the game had a go at the audience in some way, and his main issue was that the fans are critical of the WWE product. Last night, Fightful Select posted an interesting report on Triple H, and amongst the news of R-Truth's WWE return, Fightful Select stated that the game takes issue with the fans hijacking creative. Another veteran responded to the situation saying, "I can tell Hunter doesn't like it. He doesn't like the fans hijacking creative. This is incredibly alarming to hear." Vince McMahon was notorious for taking issue with wrestlers who got over via their own accord, and it's concerning to hear that Triple H doesn't like fans voicing their opinions. Whilst for the most part Triple H, particularly during his first few years running WWE, pushed talent who managed to get organically over, that's changed recently. Karrion Kross, despite being the most popular he's ever been in his career, has been relegated to WWE main event and has been sentenced to backstage segments on Raw for the foreseeable future. Additionally, LA Knight has maintained his popularity for 3 years now, yet WWE outright refuses to give him a main event push.
And that's the thing, because you basically book him to not win Money in the Bank. Karrion Kross, on the other hand, well, all these backstage segments he had, it was alright. He had some exposure, but you didn't give him any type of, push or anything. And it really hurts, because those two are basically, the future, that I could see them as the future of this company, not the future faces of WWE, but they're basically the future, like future main events. And you know, LA Knight, popular towards the crowd, has good promos. Karrion Kross also, but you can make Karrion Kross as let's just say you can make him as this type of a storyteller of how he is going to prove that he is a dominant, individual that you can't mess with. And at the same time, like, you have basically them who has a higher potential candidate to one day become world champion. But for some reason, yeah, you basically push others. But it's gonna be a shame because these guys deserve more. They're over with the crowd. Like, at one point, if they're organically over, give them the opportunity. Like, what are we doing?
Does John Cena have creative control? John Cena's heel run is still receiving mixed reviews from fans, and head of WWE creative Triple H was quick to point something out regarding the run last night. During the post-Money in the Bank press conference, the Game would outright declare that the WWE champion has earned the right to do his run exactly how he wants to do it. John Cena has earned the right to do it exactly how he wants to do it. This all but implies that Cena has a significant amount of creative control when it comes to his booking. Whilst it's appreciated that WWE have given Cena a lot of leeway in this department, it may be time to throw in some compelling ideas, and this may help reignite some of the magic of the final run.
Well, to be honest, like, he's been the face of the company for so long. Like, he can have that creative control, but if he is totally responsible for all of it, well, we'll see how good by the time his career will end by December. People may look back if it's really good or bad, or regardless, if he's totally responsible for all of it, then yeah, I guess that might be the issue.
Triple H's comments have received criticism online, as some believe that the Game was washing his hands when it came to the run. Some fans are theorizing that the Game is fully aware that the run isn't landing with everyone, and subtly mentioning that Cena is booking his own programs makes all the blame fall on Cena directly. Cena is now set to work Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, and as things stand, he would have worked every single premium live event in 2025. Cardi B wrestling? It was only a matter of time before WWE expressed interest in Cardi B wrestling. The rap sensation is set to be the host of SummerSlam 2025 this summer, and according to Triple H on the Money in the Bank press conference, if Cardi wants to wrestle in the ring, WWE won't be able to talk her out of it. Can you see her? I don't know if anyone can control Cardi B. Let me start with that. If she wants to, I don't think we can talk her out of it. What to expect? Who the hell knows? Cardi
Boy. Well, we'll see.
is going to do whatever she's going to do, and you're just hanging on to the tiger's tail a little bit there. So she's a lot of fun to work with, and has been so far with this. She's excited to do it. As you know, she's a big fan. WWE have been called out for going overboard in recent months with celebrity involvement, and it seems only inevitable at this point that Cardi is involved in some type of physicality at the biggest show of the summer. Real reason,
If she can wrestle, that's okay. But if she can't, well, yeah, it's hard to, back up at that point.
WWE brought back PLE. Evolution is set to return next month for only the second time in WWE history. The all-women's event debuted in 2018, and despite the show receiving critical acclaim, WWE decided
It's funny that we will have another Saturday's Night main event, which is crazy.
against making the show an annual tradition. Triple H has finally revealed why exactly WWE have brought the show back. During the aforementioned press conference, the Game stated he wanted to do Evolution 2 since the inaugural event, and bringing back the event now was the right time to show the growth of women's wrestling. I wanted to do Evolution 2 since Evolution 1. Probably even before we did it, I was trying to figure out how to do Evolution 2. For a lot of different reasons, the timing wasn't right. Now it is. I'm thrilled to be able to do it again. The truth is, as amazing as the women in our business were then, it's grown exponentially. The biggest trick we'll have is how do we build that card out and have that many women and fit as many people onto that card. Everyone is going to want to be a part of it, and we want to make sure everybody gets to do something. That'll be the trickiest part. It's already been reported.
I think the most easy part you could help with Sean, because you not only have the female roster in the main roster, sorry. But you also have the, you know, NXT women's roster as well. Like you could at least figure it out with Sean about that, but it's up to them now, or basically to Triple H, how he's gonna put all that in one.
The WWE will
Especially it's
deviate
next
away
month.
from the established 5-match formula for the show. The show will reportedly have upwards of 8 matches, and based on what Triple H is
boy.
saying, the match card is going to be stacked from top to bottom. The Miz shuts down rumors. Our final story today looks at the latest when it comes to The Miz potentially exiting WWE. Earlier this week, there were prominent rumors online that WWE may have cut ties with The Miz. These rumors came from a report that The Miz had removed all mentions of WWE from his social media accounts and had even unfollowed WWE. Numerous reports from the likes of Fightful Select debunked these rumors. However, now The Miz has decided to take to social media himself to put the rumors to bed. I haven't changed that in like 5 years. I haven't unfollowed WWE at all. WWE and I are in very good standings. Like, we just dropped Miz Golf, which is part of WWE's YouTube. The Miz is currently taking a leave of absence from WWE as he's filming a TV show, but as The Miz states, he's still very much employed on a full-time contract with WWE. There you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Don't forget to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time, back for some more.
And that's it, guys. Knowing that The Miz, I think it's kind of bit okay. Like, whether if you follow or not, it wouldn't matter. I don't think it's gonna lead to any type of drama behind all the things that happened recently. But yeah, I think for this type of content in this video, it's a bit confusing that you basically have another Saturday Night Main Event that we recently had a few, you know, weeks ago to next month, and now Triple H is a bit confused. Is that, you know, how are we going to fill the match card of WWE's Evolution? You can work with Shawn. I can guarantee you, Shawn Michaels in NXT. You basically had a lot of women's in that roster, so work it out, and I can guarantee you it ain't gonna be that difficult. But there, also you can at least add, you know, other women, since TNA work with WWE, even the AAA like works with WWE. So yeah, you could add that as well. Who knows? But at the same time, you know, for Triple H, you know, next time if he's going to say something, tell the truth, man. Don't say that, you know, at one point you say it's all work and then it's all lies by, you know, R-Truth's son and all that. Despite it's a delete post, it's still like, you know, something that you say ain't, you know, believable. But overall, this is a great, you know, video that WrestleMania present to us with all the news. All I can say is that thank you for watching, guys. We'll see each other in the next video. Peace.